Assalamu alaikum everyone. Today's video is on inequalities on a number line. Let's get started. Before we get into the number line, I just want to clear out any confusion regarding inequalities. So some people get confused. Is it greater than? Is it smaller than? Or less than? So this pointy bit always points to the thing that is smaller, and the open bit is always pointing to the bit that's greater. So I can write this inequality in two different ways in terms of words. I can say x, if I'm reading it from left to right, I can say x is greater than 4. And if I was reading it from right to left, I can read it as x is smaller than, not x, 4 is smaller than x. Four is smaller than x. Okay, so both of them mean the same thing. 4 is the smaller quantity and x is the greater quantity, but there's two different ways of writing it. So the pointy bit is always pointing to the smaller one, and the open bit is always pointing at the greater quantity. Okay, let's get started. How do I represent this on a number line? So above x is greater than 4, so above 4 I'm going to have an empty circle, and because it's greater than, I'm going to go to the right. If it was less than, I would go to the left. So what this is telling me is x can be any number that is greater than 4. Similarly, in question number 2, we have x is less than minus 2. So above minus 2, I'm going to have an empty circle, right? I'm going to go to the left this time because it's less than. My arrow's not come out really great, so I'll do my arrow again. Now we'll look at a few more examples. This time I have x is greater than minus 2, and it's a double inequality, so I'm going to split it up into 2, and x is less than 4. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do the green bit first. So it says x is greater than minus 2. So above minus 2, I'm going to have an empty circle. It says x is less than 4. Above 4, I'm having another empty circle. I'm going to connect the two. Alright. So what this means is x can be any value, which is minus 1, it can be 0, it can be 1, it can be 2, it can be 3. It cannot be minus 2 and it cannot be 4. The reason for that is it's not equal to any of these, so these are the numbers that fulfill the inequality. Now let's look at number 4. Number 4 is a bit different to the others. So again, we got a double inequality. X is greater than 5, the green bit, and the blue bit is going to be x is less than or equal to minus 2. So I'm going to start off with x is greater than 5. Yeah, the pointy bit is pointing at the smaller one, right? So x is bigger than 5. So above 5, empty circle. But because x is bigger, it's going to the right. Now this time we have this little equal to. Can you see that? Okay, so when you have that, you're going to draw a circle above the number minus 2, and you're going to be shading it as well. And the reason we shade it is because x can be minus 2. So when it's an empty circle, it cannot be that number in the inequality. So x cannot be 5 in this inequality. It can be any number that is greater than 5. But in this case, x can be minus 2 because it's a shaded circle. So whenever you got an equal sign below the inequality, you have to shade in the circle. Okay, those are the 4 examples we're going to look at. What I have today for you is a set of questions, right? So I've got 3 questions. The first one is x is greater than 3. The next one is x is less than or equal to minus 1. And then there's a double inequality, x is less than or equal to 4 and x is greater than minus 3. I want you to pause this video, have a go, try and see what your number lines look like, and once you're done, play it and you'll see the answers. Okay, here are the answers. So the first one, x is greater than 3, so it's going to be an empty circle above the 3 and it's going to the right. The second one is x is less than or equal to minus 1. Because of the equal sign here, right, because of this equal sign, we've got a shaded circle. And because it's less than, it's going to go to the left. Okay, right, and now we've got our double inequality, right? So x is less than or equal to 4, or 4 is greater than or equal to x. So because of the equal sign, you have the shaded circle above the 4, and x is greater than minus 3. So you have an empty circle above the minus 3. Since x is greater than minus 3, you're going to the right here, and since x is less than equal to 4, you're going to the left from there. So from the 4, you're going to the left, and from the minus 3, you're going to the right. So these two lines meet. Okay, hope that helps, and all the best with inequalities on number lines. Thank you for watching.